Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to rate music production myths on a tier list ranging from F for total and utter mythical horror dung to S for this is a gospel to live by. The primary focus will lie on electronic music, but most of the topics will be interesting to real musicians as well. 432 Hz is the healing frequency. Let's get this out of the way first. Yes, you might enjoy listening to music at a slightly lower concert pitch, but the fixation on the completely random 432 Hz tuning is not only total BS, but the law that comes with it is beyond questionable. Even if, and that's a big if, the whole our tunings needs to be based on multiples of the Schumann resonance thing makes sense to you, what you consider to be the frequency of Earth is, fun fact, ever-changing and averages around 7.83 Hz, not the convenient 8 Hz often cited by esoteric New Age shysters. Let's be generous here, stick to both the conspiracy theory great premise and the bad math resulting in a 256 Hz C4, your concert pitch would be at 430.54, not the 432 you hoped would realign your chakras. Rant over, F tier. It's the ear, not the gear. It's most probably not the gear, because if it was, all the well-heeled gas victims would be Hans Zimmer, S tier. Hans Zimmer used it, so it must be good. Hans Zimmer basically owned every piece of gear in existence, so that's not a useful reference point. E tier. You need to tune your kicks. Deadmau5's legendary anti-kick tuning rant,
"You gotta tune your kick to the bass,"
went viral for a reason. According to the Goat Lord, kick drums are supposed to deliver a sharp attack and a short punch of bass frequencies without clearly discernible tonal information. This keeps the arrangement tidy, leaves room for other bass sounds and gives you certain freedoms when implementing complex harmonic changes. However, as soon as you depart from this very particular style of music, different rules may apply, especially in regard to the boomy 808s dominating many popular genres or more creative sound design approaches. In these cases, poorly tuned kicks can seriously mess with both your arrangement and mix and might render your music unlistenable in challenging environments like cars and clubs. A clear case of yes, but so B tier. Analog is better than digital. Why not both? D tier. Hardware is better than software. I just recently made a rage bait video about this exact topic, which you should totally watch. F tier for shameless self-promotion. Vintage gear is better. I love vintage gear, but with it comes great responsibility. Oftentimes archaic UIs aside, be prepared to invest substantial amounts of time and money in maintenance, and if you actually want to use a serious collection of old stuff in your daily work, some studio downtime is to be expected. At least most of the old stuff can be repaired, unlike many modern products. C tier. Low cut everything. Depending on whom you ask, putting low cuts on everything is either a total no-brainer or a blasphemous act, turning music into anemic slop. As someone who was taught audio engineering by a bunch of ill-tempered guys in lab coats, I most definitely low cut everything. Even bass instruments get a little shave somewhere between 20 and 40 Hz. I am more than willing to sacrifice a certain degree of natural warmth and phase coherence in the bass region for a functional end result that translates to most playback systems. If you can get to that point without cutting lows, good for you. Just don't be surprised when a big fat subwoofer tells you things you don't want to know. A tier. No one understands compressors. That's somewhat imprecise. They're easy to understand but very hard to master. C tier. No one understands FM synthesis. True that, nothing to add. A tier. Eurorack sounds like farts. It absolutely does, but that's not the question. As soon as you take sound synthesis seriously, you need to make up your mind about what kind of farts you want to produce with your modular. East Coast flatulences are for normies, so you might want to up your game and stick some Buchla-style modules up your rack. And nothing beats the exclusive air of esoteric boutique manufacturers or down-to-earth aroma of classic Döpfer, the sauerkraut of synthesis. A tier. DCOs are analog. Does your heart suddenly turn digital when you get a pacemaker? S tier. Acoustic treatment is the most important thing. I'd rather make music on a 2005 ThinkPad using the internal microphone with a pair of Alesis Monitor 1s hooked up to its mini jacks in a properly treated room than working on a Neve-based Dream setup in the acoustic equivalent of a urinal. A wholeheartedly felt S tier. You can't mix on headphones. I can't, but there are people who get great results. Mostly experienced veterans who know exactly what they're doing, and younger folks who grew up in the post-studio era and had to find a way to make it work. For me, it's literal hell though. C tier. Never use presets. Using presets is awesome, just don't get caught. E tier. Pro Tools is the industry standard. Wait, there's still a recording industry? D tier. It doesn't matter which DAW you use. Admittedly, there are DAWs that are more convenient for certain workflows. Logic has fantastic effects and instruments, Ableton Live and Bitwig are great for real-time applications, Cubase is the LinkedIn of DAWs, Reaper is great if you love giving unsolicited advice, and FL Studio is still the meme king. The only thing that really sucks is switching DAWs. S tier. Your tracks need to be mastered to -14 dB LUFS. Rick Rubin is not amused. C tier. Your snare sounds like shit. Agreed, but my kicks are crap too. A tier. You need to know music theory. I don't, and although I can make things work more often than not, it can be frustrating and it takes a lot of time and effort. Chances are you will be able to produce faster and more conveniently if you have some basic music theory knowledge. Or just turn on the arpeggiator and hope for the best. B tier. AI will replace us. I'd love to see AI getting wasted before going to the studio at 9 AM and then rage quit the session after a pirated plugin suite crashed my computer for good. E tier. You need to finish tracks. If you are a professional musician, most likely. Everybody else is in the privileged position to indulge in obsessing over 8-bar loops. C tier. Windows doesn't work for music production. Pros use Apple. Still a better conversation starter than modern-day politics. D tier. Behringer Sucks. My legal counsel strongly advised me not to answer this question. No rating. RTFM, plowing through 200 pages of technical prose seemingly translated by a 1986 Japanese killer robot, can be quite a buzzkill when all you want to do is make some music, but keep in mind that the apparatus you're about to operate is a creative tool and/or musical instrument, so you better be good at using it. So A tier. Yes, happy accidents are a welcome byproduct of the I have no idea what I'm doing phase. But just in case you want to get the most out of a piece of gear, you better take a look into the manual instead of asking random strangers on Reddit. What is more, searchable digital copies allow for a much more streamlined problem-solving process than watching lengthy YouTube videos. These tend to be a waste of time and usually end in some bald guy asking you to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below before going on a gear shopping spree. Thanks for watching and see you next time.